Hey, welcome. Welcome to the stream, boys. Welcome back to the stream. So we're live. We're trying to get active today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let me just give you guys a minute to come through. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in here. I'm gonna open it up real quick. What we're about today, what we're trying to do, which is very straightforward. We're still working on our platform. Um, I think today I'm just gonna maybe change the background a little bit, right? I'll just do a little nice background because I'd like one that's a bit more flashy. Just this entrance, maybe the background instead of from white, maybe I'll give it like a different background. Yeah, yeah. Well, I like it though. But yeah, that's what it's gonna be, and I'm going to be showing everything today. Like I always show everything, guys. I'm not one of those gatekeeping YouTubers out there. They just want you to pay for a course or join their community. Of course, I'm gonna have a community, but my community is not gonna be like everybody else's, where you just you regret it after you enter. I actually want people to benefit from this. So please support the boys channel, support my drive to make knowledge available for everybody. Support my drive as I grow to, I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. So please subscribe and like the video, and I really appreciate that. So without further ado, I'm going to talk about what we're going to be doing today. So today's a late night stream. It's literally 12 a.m. You guys can see it. So it's literally like 12:30. I just started working, so I think I'm going to put in a proper 2 hours, and we'll see how that goes. So yeah, let's dive right in. Let's see what we're trying to do today. So like I said, I'm gonna focus on changing out this background first of all. So let's open up the project real quick. So we got a couple of tasks I want to do here. So before I even start prompting, right, I realized that I'm very inefficient with my prompting. I don't like how long it takes for me to get tasks done. So I'm going to create a knowledge base where I can get information from on prompting and just quickly, you know, use that to refine my prompts. So let me show you what guys what I'm planning to do. So we just go to like YouTube. You need a knowledge based source, right? So I'll be like prompting cursor and create. This is one of the best applications out there you could use. I think I'm going to link it in our next video so you guys can know. It's called Notebook LM. It's a powerful tool for programming and anything you want to do. Actually, man, it's so powerful. I can't explain how powerful it is, honestly. So so there's two things we want to do. I want to understand how to build architectures out, and I want to understand how to break things down into little tasks, and I want to know how to make those tasks as easy as possible to implement. So, like I said, there's a structure to it. We have tasks that we want to solve, and we have a goal we're trying to go towards. So the goal is broken down into multiple tasks. And in prior time, we just try to prompt everything into the LLM, and we have not gotten really good answers. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down into the bare minimum, the least thing it can do. So that's how we're going to do. We just break it down to the bare minimum, and from there we just like we move on like that. So first things first, like I said, we need a place that would help us prompt, right? We need a prompting machine. In all fairness, right, I have gotten some machines over here. So prompting machines, I think I have one with that. It covers um, prompt engineering. Yeah, this is it. And this is a collection. These collected sources primarily offer tutorials and code generation integration guidelines. So this is for code integration, right? Using Vue 3. Is this? And this looks like Shad-C. And anyway, we're gonna proceed to add more cursor tips. I think I'm gonna create one for just cursor, right? I'll create a notebook and I'll call it cursor. Let's get popping, boys. Ultimate AI coding guide. The 7 tips. Bro, I'm not spending 23 minutes of my life listening to you talk about 37 trips. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. Let's get it started. So I'm gonna call it cursor prompting. Let's see. Let's see all those. Yeah, 55 tips to make you pro at cursor. So we're gonna start from like the scratch process, right? First of all, I'm gonna pull. I think I should create. Uh, I have an idea. I think I'm gonna leave this right, and I'm going to open another cursor tab. I have an idea, hence why I'm doing this. So now that I open a new cursor tab, what I'm going to do is I need to copy this. It's a source limit now. I can add 50. Ah, they nerfed it. Before it was like 100 you could add, but now it's like only 50. That's not fair. That's not fair at all. Anyway, vibe coding cursor one platform. Now I'm not trying to, even if I'm going to code with cursor, I don't want to go the
If you
route
really
where
want to optimize your agent, your new employee, you can tell it like, okay, that's great, but it still needs to be in prompt format. We have to tell Cursor what we're doing.
Yeah, this is great, but it still needs to be in prompt format, so it can be easily pasted, copied, and pasted direct.
So this is an actual problem because people need to be able to communicate with their coding agents properly. And no, let's see. I done over 1,000 prompts for 2 minutes on how to generate UI. I mean, I'm going to use this later, but not now. Let me save it. I like what the guy is saying, but I think it's already saved to my thing. Anyway. Cursor AI tricks that make me better solo developer, more productive.
And I instantly found myself become more productive in my daily ship more features. Let's start with project rules. Imagine you have a colleague who always does things their own way, only for you to clean up their mess every time and fix the changes. You're having to select a new cursor rule, give a name to your rule, give your rule a clear and concise description. Remember, the cursor agent can also use these rules if it thinks it can apply it to the current task, so it's important to write it exactly as you would in natural language. But more on the cursor agent later on in the video. You can also specify the exact extra context. And once you've set some rules, don't just forget about them. The key is to keep adding new rules and updating existing ones as you build, so that you don't have to keep reminding the AI on how to behave, saving you time and brain points. And to save you even more brain points, here are some great resources where developers have shared their custom rules for free. Links in the description.
I'm gonna find those links, man. So try my startup, transcriber IO, RM other startup. So cursor directory. What other the .cursorrules.com? Is this important? Prompt template for cursor agent. Okay, this is pretty cool. I like this. Oh, I like this. Example prompt for cursor agent. Cursor directory. Cursor, it's a whole ass place, so cursor.directory. Product engineer. I need some good music right here. Chilling, thinking this. That is the language of AI, not what I was doing all this while. So I'm gonna change it up. Yeah, I think that AI has a totally different kind of language that it responds to. So anyway, let's pull up the current platform. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get from GitHub last commit. From there, I'll think of like getting better answers to what I'm trying to solve. When you get this, you know what? I have an idea. So I was gonna use this, right? So I already know the rules for Cursor. So for TypeScript, right? These are more like Oh my goodness. The weather has really changed. Wow. Well, give me a minute. Let me put this on real quick. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. So these are examples of prompts, right? So I might as well just get them, right? Instead of me wasting my time out here. Jobs. Browse positions, post a job to reach. Oh, this is for reaching developers. Wow, that'd be cool. That'd be really cool. I think I'm gonna try it out. Yeah, try this out. Cursor directory. This is really cool. It's really cool. How does that look like porn stuff? What the hell does that mean? What's wrong with me, man? Generate a new. Drag and drop your rules or requirements. Enables end-to-end type save API, allowing to build and consume API without schema, code generation, or runtime errors. Visuals help you follow the best practices of service. Let me see. For all this, I was trying to do something right with. What is this trigger dev task? So now we got a couple of things there. Yeah. so I can clean up this repository. Okay, now I have an error. I'm not gonna approach it the way I normally approach it. Yo, bless me, man. God damn. Yeah, let me see how good it is at debugging and shit. So I'm gonna keep adding, and this is gonna be one very powerful prompt generator for me. Yo, you guys can't hear me, can you? Yo, can you guys hear me? I hope you guys can hear me because it seems like I'm so far away from my phone. But do not fret, youngins, for I am with you. It seems like my voice is very so low, which is just really bad, not what I wanted this to be, but debugging prompt. I'm trying to run my development environment for my desktop backend application. I executed the command while inside the inside directory and shown the error in command prompt line. I received an error. Context and clarification. What I was doing, what I was expecting. They were about to start using the script finding. Yeah, type shit. I like it. I like it. See, right now this is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna use AI to prompt AI, straight up. Yeah, I know it sounds like cheating, you know, but it is what we gotta do, bro. We gotta do what we gotta do, you know. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? So rather than having this application or this site, I'm gonna put it in my main grid. It's like training your custom GPT, right? But unfortunately, I only have 50 sources, so that's a bummer. That's actually a bummer. So we have to install Medusa in here. But before we even think about Medusa and all that back end jargon, we need to focus on like the structure we want to follow here, right? So like I said, I'm going to follow a different approach. I know what I want to do, right? Which is, I know that we want users to describe store. Store is dynamically built by the AI. It's built. Stores are pre-configured. Stores are pre-configured. JSON format. JSON basically, like, I think that they are pre-configured, but as, let's say, not just JSON format. You know, it's not just JSON format. It's like they are pre-configured as, let's say, assets that can be used, are reusable. I need reusable assets, so this is for the stores, how the stores are built. They are built with assets. I think one Medusa instance I think this is what I'm trying to do. So it's kind of like this here. It's kind of like this. Hey, what do you guys think? Makes sense, innit? So this is like the MVP. This is the MVP for GetReech. In fact, I don't want to even add that. This is my new prompt engineer for everything. It's prompting everything. So I'm going to ask it a question, right? So I'm going to restart this thing real quick. I don't like that rate I was seeing over there. I do already have some. Yeah, this is nice. This is really nice. I think these are cursor rules that I have already in place. So I need to like add more rules, you know, and whatnot. It's gonna be the best, you know, I've ever been in prompting. I'm gonna use all my skills. So basically, don't forget to please like, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please, this helps me get better reach and actually grow my channel. So please, guys, like and subscribe to the video. Thank you so much. While you're watching, if you're enjoying it, if you're liking the tools I'm showing you guys, please just like and subscribe. Peace. Anyway, so back to what we're doing. So now we want the users to describe the store and the store gets dynamically built. Now this building a store is pre-configured format JSON assets that are reusable. Now we got this. Now let's make it easier for. So describing the store is not the hard part. It's the building part. So I'm not to ask. But let me remove this part first. just want to see what it's gonna spit out. So I'm gonna ask it. What to consider as it now. Interact the application. Remember, guys, we're always going to use this. So yes, it does. Context management and validation. Following best practices for building robust hosted applications. The golden rule of coding with AI is to properly manage and balance the context provided. In this complex multi-tenant scenario, achieving data separation based on authority requires precise handling of server-side context and input validation. Here's a step-by-step architecture broken down using system 2 thinking and iterative refinement, drawing on the development guidelines for architectural plan for dynamic stores. To handle dynamic store configuration by user, we must first define and strictly enforce the structure of pre-configured JSON formats. Result for schema validation. This ensures the structure of JSON receiving to be consistent, preventing runtime errors and ensuring safety. Define a store config that includes fields for store appearances. So I'm training the bot live while using it, so that's something you guys can learn how to do. Please like the video if you're enjoying this. Like the video. Thank you so much. I think it really understood what I was trying to do, which is perfect. Yeah, I did get what I was trying to do. So I like that. The store is built dynamically. Oh wow, look at Solidity code here too. That's cool. It's pretty cool. Liquid templates, structure and layout of the store. What are liquid templates?
exactly what Shopify Liquid is. It's a server-side templating language for building themes and page templates, and you could say it creates a bridge between your HTML files and the data of the store. So the one single template file works with multiple objects of the same kind. This example was products, but of course we could also make the same case for other types of objects. For instance, all the collections are similar, collection template. Or all the blog articles are similar, they all have a title, some content, the date, and author, blog article template. And if you continue that for all the different page types, sooner than you think, you end up with an entire theme. Okay, so far so good. We're 75% there. So stick with me, because now you all need to know about the other two amazing things that Liquid can do beyond just acting as a placeholder for data, and you need to know about the number one misconception that 90% of beginners fall victim to, and frankly, I don't want you to be one of them, so let's get started with the first one. Okay, so beyond just placeholder values, or objects, or variables, whatever you want to call them, there are two other very important concepts when it comes to Liquid. First, we have filters, which can be used to modify the output of a variable, and then we have Liquid tags, which can be used to implement logic. They are also fairly easy to distinguish, so as you can see right here, objects or variables are indicated by double curly brackets. Then filters are chained to variables by using the pipe character, and you can also chain multiple filters if you want. And logic or tags are indicated by a curly bracket followed by a percentage sign. Alright, so by now we've already learned that objects or placeholder values are used for plain data output. And one example we've seen was the product title. So in our theme files, we could do something like an h1 element containing the product.title variable. And in the browser or on the website, that could turn into an h1 saying awesome t-shirt, for example, depending on the product we're currently viewing. Okay, now let's say we want to modify the title before putting it out. Then we could use a filter. And for sake of simplicity, let's just use the capitalized filter. So we add the pipe character and then the filter name. And in the browser, you can see that the title is pretty much still the same. But now we get a capital A instead of a lowercase 1. And that was because we used the filter. Then lastly, we have liquid tags. And as I mentioned earlier, they're used to implement logic. So it could be something like loops or if-else statements. And then we could do things like check if the current user is a logged-in customer. So then you would just type if customer. So if this is a logged-in customer, then we want to put out an h1 saying, hey, customer first name, for example. And otherwise, so else, if this is not a logged-in customer, then we could just say, hey stranger. And then you would also have an end if tag down below, because whenever you create an if statement, you have to terminate it somewhere. And on the website, we would then either find hey Jan, if I was logged in, or I would find hey stranger, if I didn't have an account. So just try to break it down step by step, and then it's really not that complicated. Alright, awesome. Now you're on the track to becoming dangerous with Liquid. We just have to get this extremely common misconception out of the way. And that is about where Liquid code exists, and also where it's executed. I will give you a hint right away, it's not in the browser. And for a fact, no browser in the world has ever seen Liquid code, and they wouldn't even know what to do with it. And that is because Liquid code is executed on the server before the page is sent to the user. And we've already seen it in our examples. On the server side, in our theme files, it was product.title, but if we preview the page in the browser, then it's just awesome t-shirt. There is no Liquid code anymore. And the same with filters or tags. The browser only gets the result of that computation, and the result is just HTML, CSS, or JavaScript, because that's what every website is made up of, remember? But again, there's no Liquid code left, because all of it was already evaluated on the server side before it's sent to the client, technically speaking. And that's not only very important, it's also a good thing.
I don't want to build a team. Building a team is like basic, right? Go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go. Lie on my shoulders. It is running, and I put it off because, yeah, I wanted to change a couple of things. Um. Okay. Cry on my shoulders. It's written in Ruby. Cry on my shoulders. Go baby, go baby, go. Damn. She is right here. Wait. I need to train this thing inside my bottle. How did this guy say we should use it again?
Recently, I learned how to use 3 of the most useful features in Cursor, and I instantly found myself become more productive in my daily workflow. In this video, I'll share some underrated tips in Cursor so you can build faster and ship more features. Let's start with project rules. Imagine you have a colleague who always does things their own way, only for you to clean up their mess every time and fix the changes. You don't want that. This is exactly why I set specific rules and boundaries for the AI when I'm using Cursor, because it saves me time from having to correct the AI's mistakes over and specific rules and boundaries for the AI when I'm using Cursor, because it saves me changes. You don't want that. This is exactly why I set specific rules and boundaries for the AI when I'm using Cursor, because it saves me time from having to correct the AI's mistakes over and over again. To set some project rules and save some precious keystrokes, hit Command-Shift-Key, select New Cursor Rule, give a name to your rule, give your rule a clear and concise description. Remember, the Cursor agent can also use these rules if it thinks it can apply it to the current task, so it's important to write it exactly as you would in natural language. But more on the Cursor agent later on in the video. You can also specify the exact files or folders you want this rule to apply to. Then, just write out your rule in Markdown and add any files or folders to provide extra context. And once you've set some rules, don't just forget about them. The key is to keep adding new rules and updating existing ones ones as you build, so that you don't have to keep reminding the AI on how to behave, saving you time and brain points. To save you even more brain points, here are some great resources where developers have shared their custom rules for free. Links in the description. Let's move on to chat. Its main purpose is for asking questions about code. It's my go-to for brainstorming, debugging, or learning. When you're using chat, don't forget to use @. This one symbol is what allows you to feed all kinds of context into your questions. So here are all of my favorite chat commands to use. Use it to feed files or entire folders. Use it to search the internet and fetch the latest data, or crawl a specific web page. Use it to reference official or unofficial documentation, or ask about your current or previous Git changes. If you have many tabs open, you can use the / command to quickly add all active tabs to the chat context. You can also upload or paste images into the chat. Let's talk about Cursor's most powerful feature, Agent. Its goal is to perform coding tasks fully autonomously or with supervision. This feature is what has been driving the recent vibe coding trend, where users just sit back and watch
I used this already, but what's he saying?
the AI do all of the work, and maybe give some guidance here and there. To get started with Agent, you need a good prompt. I have links and useful resources in the description to help you with prompting. After giving the agent your prompt, you can approve each change every step of the way, or if you're feeling brave, let it go full auto by activating YOLO mode.
I think that my new productivity is going to skyrocket.
Oh, and I suggest using the Claude 3.7 Sonnet thinking model, as it seems to be performing the best right now. And here are some settings that I turn on whenever I use agent mode. Turn on auto apply to files outside context in edit mode. Without this enabled, the agent can't work autonomously to edit files around your code base, which defeats the whole purpose of having an AI agent. Turn on iterate on lints. This allows the agent to pick up and self-correct any linting errors or type errors in the code it generates, saving you time from having to manually reprompt any error messages.
Where did you set that up? Go to the settings.
Code base, which defeats the whole concept. Oh, and I suggest using the Claude 3.7 Sonnet thinking model, as it seems to be performing the best right now. And here are some settings that I turn on whenever I use agent mode. Turn on auto apply to files outside context in edit mode. Without this enabled, the agent can't work autonomously to edit files.
It's on. Oh my goodness. Go baby, go baby, go, go baby, go baby, go. Cry on my shoulders, I see. Yeah, I'm about to add some more new project rules, right? But I think the easiest way to do is come to the file here and like, cause it's .md. Don't wanna be down. Try me. We can go slow. We can go faster. Faster. This is something that they could fix though. We need to have a measurable task. Yeah, it won't feature a day. So I have to give you an example of basic delivery of our. Okay. So it has Web3. Bro, this shit is so deep, man. I love this place. Depending on your project, you can actually pick up what you want to do. Wow, that is very interesting. Yeah, I like it. I like it heavy. I mean, yeah, it's not so bad. You still have Ruby. What would I do? Hey, look. There's no smart contracts out here. Yes, sir. Like, yes, sir, man. Cross-platform application. Yo, Chad, this is some high-level shit right here. Like, this is so good. Like, I can't even explain to you guys how good this is. This is one of the best streams I've had since I started streaming. Trust me. Because the insight we've gotten in this video alone is massive. And this is some good insight, baby. Like, chat, this is great insight right here. Great insight, I tell you. I mean, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up in the chat. You know, come on, boys. This is like good shit right here. I gotta go get my charger, but give me a minute, chat. I'll be back. So this is the biggest stream I've done in a while. Yo, chat, I'm back. I'm back, chat. Hey, boys. I am back. So, we're about to dive right in again. Come on, you guys should say something in the chat. Come on, say hi, wave, do something, bro. Like, I'm so happy to have you guys on board. I mean, I'm saying hi to you, my one viewer. Thank you for coming on board. Do drop your name in the comments, you know, like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. It's going to go a long way for my channel. And without further ado, let's get back to it. Yeah, I was just saying that this is one of the best streams I've had in a while because there's some new tools that I want to use in prompting AI. So, as someone that has gone through several, you know, since I started hearing about all these tools like Bolt, like Firebase, like Kiro, like Zed, and I've been ahead of the curve, luckily. But I kept prompting the old way, right? I kept using a different kind of prompting style where I have to write it. Oh, you didn't get it correctly. Try again, and trust me, this is more exhausting. So the new approach I'm going with is I'm training a bot that understands how to properly prompt, and I'm using that bot to, as my, translator, if you would say, to my cursor, right? So I go there and I say, I got this error, and I copy that message and I go paste it. It's gonna cost me extra 1 minute or 1 second, but that time, right, that it's gonna cost me is way less if you really consider that, okay, I actually get the job done at the end, right? So that's kind of like the mindset I'm coming with: proper prompting over speed. Because in as much as, human being, our first intuition is, okay, let me just speed type this shit, I hope the bot will understand me. Yeah, we have to take a different approach in this case. So I would love to know you, bro. Like, come on, say hi, man. Say hi, chat. Say hi. Okay, boys. Yo, that's loud, man. I have to turn it off. Okay. All right, so we're good. Let's get it. So we're prompting. We're trying to see what we're trying to build. So the short MVP uh, system generates pre-configured JSON store. I mean, that's what it's saying here, but I don't trust ChatGPT. ChatGPT has been it can look good, but it's not really the best in these sort of things. Go with the same prompt. Let's see what happens. I think that this time is going to be more meticulous about it, because I added so we will leverage TypeScript, Zod, and TRPC to manage the dynamic JSON and enforce multi-tenancy constraints. Okay, planning, evaluation, and data modeling. So I think we're going to do phase one, which is what is this system 2 thinking? It keeps saying, keeps bringing it up. This is for theme development. I better get this. And this looks important. Yeah, I'm just copy it here. Ugh, that was annoying. Can you not show me ads, please? Nest.js. So yeah, I lost that prompt. Okay, this is the MVP we want. We want users to describe the stories. Okay, we want users to be able to describe the store. Chat, what do you think our first, okay, so I've already built the front end. I built the login system before, but now I've not done that anymore. So let's see what this is saying. Let me put this. Let me copy this. I don't want to start from signing. I want to start from the core architecture. All right, so let me just set this real quick and see what this says here. think I will build it in Svelte. So Svelte will be like the front end or something like that. Alright, so we got it. Based on your requirements for building the multi-store platform with dynamic configurations, reusable assets, and database separation by store ID with a single Medusa instance. Yes, which we can treat as a centralized API layer using the established principles from. It's sounding more educated. I swear to God, it's sounding way more educated than before. Wow, this is what I want. So I know we'll use I don't know about I think this user experience is actually important. Wow, this is such a powerful prompt. I'm gonna steal it immediately. I think I'm gonna use both of them. Let me just add these into my prompt real quick. So the good thing about adding all this is that it compounds, right? It definitely compounds. So the more the merrier. That's the idea behind it. The more the merrier. I think this is the authentication system. Stripe, I don't really need Stripe. I'm good with Stripe. Payload CMS, definitely later. But Superbase, I think Superbase is more important than all these ones for now. Right. So we got a couple of solutions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lovely to have you on board. Lovely to have you guys on board. Lovely to have you guys on board. So let's read this. Your requirement states that stores are configured using pre-configured JSON format. I think I have a prompt for it. I have to open another Google Notebook. So I have a prompt engineering tab, by the way. So write a prompt. genuinely think that there's more opportunity. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna use this for my ChatGPT in a minute. But yeah, this is what I want to break down. So we got three phases: dynamic store configuration using validation. I think that's what I want to work on right now. The store configuration. So we need a validation, a schema validation with Zod. Okay, if I'm still on board with that. Um, multi-tenancy and database separation. Okay, so that's authentication and authorization. This is like the second step. We are trying to separate the stores, but initially this sets up the stores itself. Then back end isolation services. In API context such as Nest.js, business logic and persistence are managed in the service modules. Each service precision based on sources. This is where we, bro. This is massive, man. I love this. Save this. Pre-configured JSON format, rigorous definition and validation of configuration structure, Zod schema validation, reusable assets, centralized shared codes and shared moderation or application. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Like, by the way, please like the video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and yeah, support the channel. You know, support your boy on his way to 1K followers. We're still at 44. You know, last week I think we were at 30, but now we're on our way to 1K. So I want us to get to 100 followers. Please give us at least 2 likes on the video. I would appreciate it. Our like goals are 10 likes. I need 10 likes from you guys. So please get us to 10 likes, okay? If you enjoy the video, get us to 10 likes. I'm dropping so much value. I can't even explain it. It's so much, and so let's get it done. Okay. let's use one of them GPTs, right? Wait, I got an idea. Yeah. What the hell? It should be a goal planner or something. Programming. Let's get to the next point. We need to get to the next point so we can start prompting. A service query. What does that mean? Call out operational concerns. Operational concerns and testing. CI DevOps and operation. Suggest intermediate next step in a short listing and such checklist you can act on. I don't usually trust this code it usually spits out, so I'm not going to trust it now. I'm not going to trust it now. I'm going to do something else. I'm not going to like check out, guys. I'm really skeptical about just diving in like that. Not gonna lie, sometimes Google's AI is really good, sometimes it's really shit, to be honest. But I'm hoping that this is not one of those times that it's shit, right? need a planner bot. More like on software planning.
About how do you build complex How's it going, everyone? So I want to have a little discussion about how do you build complex software, how do you build out applications, and I want to give you my thought process. There's a lot of different ways that you can do this. So from what I noticed in the industry, there's like different mindsets of how you can potentially build out applications. Some people like to sit down in terms of like what they're about to code. They'll load up like UML diagrams. You know what a UML diagram is, it looks like. Like as an example, let's say you're trying to create a database and you want to set up some entities and some schemas. Some people sit down and they'll draw out this huge diagram of all these entities, how they interconnect. Which is cool, but it's a very waterfall type of approach to software engineering. And what I've learned where I work and like the mindset that I have is I like to try to work in an agile mindset. So basically, instead of sitting down and trying to design out the diagram of what every single entity might look like, for example, in this application I'm building for structured to build orders, I could have sat down and tried to plan out every single database table and how they interconnect and how they do this and that and the other. But what I found to be most beneficial to me is that start on one single thing that helps you implement the feature that you need. Right? That's like the agile mindset of do the bare minimum that you need to do to actually create a feature for your users. Now, the reason that I like to do that is because most of the time you don't know if what you're building is actually going to be useful for the users that you're building it for. You may spend weeks or months designing this giant system. You have all these nice diagrams with arrows and stuff, and then you start coding it up and you realize that everything you designed is completely wrong, or it's not going to work, or it's just not fun to use, or it's not good to like be maintainable in terms of the long scale projection of your system. So I try to avoid diagramming. Now, if you get a feature where you need to like do something where, like for example, let's say they create this build and you need to have that send out an email and also send out notifications to people who might be subscribing to you as a user, then yeah, I might sit down with Excel draw and I might start like diagramming out like what happens, how does the flow of code happen for this particular feature. But I'm just focusing on that one feature I'm trying to add. I'm not going to go off and start like adding all these different pieces to the puzzle, especially since if we're not focused on building that feature yet, then I would not waste time thinking about that feature. And this does have some drawbacks because sometimes you need to take a step back and think about the bigger pieces. Like you need to holistically look at what you're building and make sure that you're kind of engineering for maintainability and proper structure. And sometimes you have to think about the what ifs, but a lot of times what I notice is that the more you plan for the what ifs, like, oh, what if the user needs to do this? Or what if the user needs to do that? I'm going to go ahead and add that into my code. You end up building a really hard to maintain monstrosity, in my opinion, because now you have a bunch of over-engineered like things in your code base that you may or may not even need, right? So don't add things to your code unless you know it's going to achieve the feature that you're trying to build out for the user. And I like to do this step by step, so every feature along the way you continuously iterate, build upon.
I think this guy built something that was similar to what I was working on. Building out a web application. Right? I think that I got the information I was looking for.
Ever feel overwhelmed by a sea of product ideas, endless chats, and scattered notes? Mind maps could be the solution. They provide a singular, clear canvas that connects every idea, user story, and decision. For decades, mind maps have helped product teams
So I had some cake, bro. I mean, now I might have like a very bad stomach upset. Mm. I think I'll go at it in a different way, Sha. So instead of me just going at it as I'm building out. I'm not gonna lie, this checklist is looking really chill. Yo, please like the video, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Support the channel, help your boy on his way to 100 followers. Up there, 100 subscribers, my bad. So please subscribe, like the video. It really helps with the channel. I think this is not going to fit inside. Yeah. Planning. Oh my goodness. I know, Chad, it seems like we're wasting time here. It's been almost an hour now. We've been live for a minute. It's almost 2 hours that we've been live. But anyway, we've made good progress, right? We've been able to understand the architecture, return our code back to the way it was before. And this is how our site is looking right now. And it's still a simple site, straightforward. Well, I want to start doing something. So, yeah, I'm not feeling really satisfied with where we are right now. Bruh. I want a simple uh, thanks for the 2 likes. Love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you so much for the 2 likes. Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much for liking the video. It's gonna be another stream tomorrow, guys, by around the same time or earlier. I don't know yet. I'm still thinking about when I should put it in there. But tomorrow is when we're gonna start the agile development where we're going for feature driven. Right now is just the planning phase. We're thinking about how to change how we prompt Cursor so that it works for us and we don't have to go through the iteration process over and over and over again, right? So that's what we're trying to go for. And I think today's stream is just a cool 2 hour stream. Uh, been able to cover a lot of ground, but I still want to see if I can do more today before everything goes over. Step-by-step implementation checklist, goal and feature driven. There's a compact actionable checklist. It's executing. God damn. So I want to put this somewhere. I want to save this to notes. Right. Then I'm going to refresh it. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you so much. Yo, what's in the Steam right now? It's chill vibe. Medusa migration and store ID, copy into DB. I thought he was telling me to open a Mon repo earlier. Now it's changed his mind. Builder services. I mean, it's different from the Medusa store. This is like, I understand what you mean by this S3. Similar. I think storage is not for. Alright. It's cool though. It's using AWS. That is loud. Wow. What the hell did even happen? Like, bruh, you didn't give me a chance to put in the password. How am I supposed to log in? Am I tripping? Like, what's going on here? Tell me to sign in, bro. How do you sign into something you've not put the password to yet? That's what I don't understand. Oh, that's a problem. That's a fucking problem, bro. Well, we've hit a roadblock right now. These S3 buckets are becoming an issue. I hate it so much. Ugh, God. anyway, guys, I think that'll be it for tonight. Yeah, I'm gonna get back at it tomorrow.